We've reached the part of the podcast where we're talking some NFL Week 6. Who better to come on than David, a.k.a. Better DP21. David, how you doing today, my man?
Doing good, man. Things are great. It's always great walking into the weekend, getting to do this with you. Also, I got my girl on the way, flying into town this evening. So looking forward to going and pick her up in a few hours and enjoy a hockey game tomorrow night for the Avs as they're just starting their season as well. And yeah, man, just getting into the spirit of like the sports equinox of October right now, right? We got everything going.
My Tigers play tonight. My Brewers play tomorrow night. I had tickets to game 5, but me being the money hoarding bastard I am, I sold them. And I'm going to be posted up bar side at the best bar in the greater Chicagoland area. Bill's
Pizza.
Bill's Pizza tomorrow night. Watching a little Brewers Cubs. That should be a good time. Not knowing you'll probably be fucking on the rink on the Avalanche's bench, you and your girl watching the game.
Maybe like 15 rows back. That's all.
Whatever, no big deal. So we're not here to talk about our activities for the weekend. Just here to talk some bets. Last week I went a disappointing 0-2. I believe, David, did you go 1-1 or 2-0?
2-0.
2-0. I sucked ass. Special thank you to I had Kenneth Walker over 9.5 receiving yards. He gets 12 on his first pass play. They don't throw it to him the rest of the game. That was fun. Yeah. Called back, and then I forget what other side I have. It was just brutal, but is what it is. Touchdown parlay did not cross the board. I had Kelsey. Kelsey got into the box. Who did you have? I forgot.
I think I had. Did I have Cook? No, I had a running back, but Kendre Miller. That's what I had for the Saints. Yeah.
So we have a parlay plus 1275 parlay touchdown. We each have 2 bets. David is going to start us off with the hottest team in football. Lay it on me, big dog.
Yeah. So first game that I'm looking at on the board here is looking at the full game for Detroit against KC. One of the more premier games, if you will, on the board. But yeah, Detroit's looking like the underdog, and I got them on the money line at like plus 125. I think I got. You haven't thrown it up, so I wasn't too sure what I actually told you earlier. But thank you.
Sorry,
so,
dude.
Lions on the money line.
I'm like,
but
stop. I'm sorry, man.
You're good. I'm just keeping you accountable, bro. So I mean, this is a tale of two defenses. Offenses are pretty close to each other right now, but Detroit's defense has really stepped up. They are top 5 in both rushing defense and passing defense. Pretty much they're in my top 5 when it comes to everything, both offensively and defensively. So they're looking really, really good. I've actually got them as a favorite to win by at least a field goal in this game. But yeah, so, really just a tale of two defenses here. And, I put a lot more emphasis on defense when it comes to, football. So that being said, going on the road against a KC team that's kind of struggling. Obviously, they came off another loss for themselves, thanks to Denver. Oh, no, not Denver. Thanks to the Jags last week. So, short week for KC as well. And, Detroit really starting to find their stride for themselves, So we were seeing about a 6-point advantage over the book line. Most books are sitting at about 2.5, roughly, and I expect that to probably keep going down. My whole thing when it comes to playing money lines, I say it every week. This is a money line sport disguised as a spread sport. Anything under 6 points, take the money line all day long. Those teams are winning at an 80% clip to win and cover no matter what. So really, you're just looking at picking a winner in this game. That being said, you got the 3rd-ranked defense of the Lions going against the 7th-ranked offense of the Chiefs when it comes to rushing. You've got the 5th-ranked passing defense of the Lions going against the 10th-ranked Chiefs passing offense. So on the opposite end, the Chiefs are ranked number 17 and 16 respectively against both the run and pass. So again, Lions in the top 5 across the board in all my DeVoa rankings this week. Looking at a solid 4-1, 2-1. They show they can get it done on the road. No, nothing to fear from that end as well. And I really see the Chiefs reeling this year. Maybe it's because the refs aren't in their pocket. I don't know. There's just a few things like that where we saw a bunch of refs get fired at the end of the season for all that stuff that got them to the playoffs to begin with last year. So, that's just a little biased humor, but at the same point, again, the numbers are what they are, right? Detroit is really coming on strong here, showing they can get it done. I say they get it done in Chiefs Kingdom and give them another loss to send them to 2-4 and looking at the outside, looking in for any kind of playoffs for themselves. So really like this one. Like I said, I got a 6-point edge here when it comes to the Lions and my model average line, which is always a really good favor for ourselves. Take the money line, do yourself a favor, get the extra, money where you can. So take the plus money and let's get it done. I don't know if I can hear you. Maybe it's just me.
It all comes down to if the Chiefs can stop the run. If the Chiefs can stop the run, they're screwed here. Detroit banged up in the secondary, but are the Chiefs going to be able to throw the ball? We don't know what's going on with Xavier Worthy.
Right.
Juju Smith-Schuster,
Right.
Thornton, Hollywood Brown. I think it's a little bit better matchup than people think for the Lions. I know this has moved a lot, but I definitely am with you here. I definitely like the Lions here to get it done. I'm going to a player prop. Absolutely love this one. Jake Ferguson over 43.5 receiving yards, quietly becoming one of the most productive tight ends in football this season. Currently leads all tight ends in both targets and receptions, ranks 4th in receiving yards at the position. Through 5 games, 9.6 targets, 8.2 catches, 54.4 yards a game, going over his number in 3 of 5, including 2 of his last 3. He has also been incredibly consistent, catching at least 5 passes in every game and 7 or more receptions in 4 straight. Now, the matchup couldn't be better. Carolina is allowing the most receiving yards per game to opposing tight ends at 80.2. Opponents are catching passes against them at an 84% rate, second worst in the league. There's also 31st DVOA against tight ends. And just last week, Darren Waller went 5 for 78 against the same defense. Since CeeDee Lamb's injury in week 2, Ferguson has become Prescott's go-to guy, especially over the middle of the field over the last 3 games. He's racked up 27 receptions, 171 yards, and 3 TDs on 30 targets, averaging 57 yards per game during that stretch. Carolina's defense has been bad across the board, 31st in both DVOA and EPA allowed, and with their league low 7.1 pressure rate. Prescott should have plenty of time to find Ferguson on crossers, play action, and short zone seams. I expect Ferguson to be heavily involved once again, especially in the second half, where he's averaging over 30 yards after halftime this season. So my first bet is Jake Ferguson over 43.5 yards receiving, my friend.
Love that.
Fergalicious. I think I just want to start calling him Fergalicious.
It fits.
Next bet, my friend.
Yeah. So next bet, I'm looking at Monday Night Football, Bears and Commanders, and I like the Commanders at home. I like them throughout the entirety of this game. By the way, my model's got them favored for both the first half and the full game. We're getting a little bit better of an edge in the first half for ourselves here. The line currently sitting at -2.5. I mean, just a field goal as a score in terms of coming out on top, which gives us actually my model's projecting a -8 first half in terms of total points here, and where we can actually see this line be more reasonable. So basically, it's saying that they should win by 2 scores in the first half. That being said, looking at the actual DeVoa rankings again for these teams, the rushing offense of the Bears, non-existent. They're dead last in the league here, number 32, going against the Commanders, number 5 overall rushing defense. So they're not going to find anything on the ground for themselves. The only way that they're going to find anything is if Caleb Williams even has a chance behind that line to get pass plays off, because again, the passing defense on both these teams is about even. Commanders number 18, Bears number 20. But the Commanders are holding like a top 10 DVOA ranking across the board when it comes to both rushing offense and passing offense for themselves at number 5 and 9, respectively. Getting Jaden Daniels back, really big uplift for themselves. Not guaranteed that McLaurin will come back this week, but Debo's stepped up in a big way. They've gotten their rookie involved. I mean, they're really flowing in terms of just targets, overall appearance, and body of work for this team, both offensive and defensively. And then meanwhile, Chicago Bears rushing defense, number 28 in the league. So they can't run the ball. They can't stop the run for themselves. And I can absolutely see, getting all the looks that they can to their rookie. I can't even think of how to pronounce his, hyphenated name right now, McCoskey something. But anyhow, so really just see Jaden Daniels, that team really taking shape. Really like them at home for this. I really love the edge that we're getting with the numbers here, especially below a field goal edge. I mean, that is a really great number for us right now. So take the edge where you can, take the -2.5, enjoy a first half win.
I like it, and I hate the Bears, so I could definitely see this happening. My next bet, and look, I got this at 3. Word just broke that no Purdy and no Pearsall. One books has moved us to 3.5. But you know what? I don't care. I got it at 3. I'm still going to say it on the show at 3. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers +3. And I'm going to say it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are frauds. Yeah, I said it. I know they're 4-1. Looks great on paper, but let's just pump the brakes on Baker Mayfield being an MVP candidate and the Bucs being a real pretender. Let's actually look back and see what happened. First week 1, Koo misses a kick to send it to overtime. Baker has a drop pick that would have sealed the game for the Falcons. They ended up winning the game. Week 2 against Houston. Houston had him dead to rights. 4th and 10, missed a sack that would have ended the game. Baker somehow gets out of the sack. No clue how this guy didn't wrap up the sack. Gets them into position to score. Week 3, they get that pick 6 to go up 7, lining up for a field goal, blocked field goal. It's all tied up. Phantom call to extend the drive leads them to making the field goal for the win. Week 4, Philly was blowing the doors off of them. Blowing the doors. Final score looked okay, but the game was over at halftime. Week 5, Kenneth Gainwell, 10 rushes for 86 yards. But you know what? We're not going to give Kenneth Gainwell the ball. We're going to assist Zach Charbonnet come in and Sam Darnold throw it. Sam Darnold throws a pick, 2 turnovers for Sam Darnold. That's what cost him the game. This team could easily be 1-4 or even 0-5. Baker's been leaving dangerously. This is the craziest stat to start the year. Opponents had 8 dropped INTs for Baker to start the season. Like literally dropped them.
Wow.
He is top 3 in turnover-worthy throws. Defensively, the Bucs aren't special. They're 20th. They're 20th in DVOA overall, 25th against the pass, bottom 12 in pressure rate. Now, when we look at overall, DVOA, they're 18th. San Francisco, 16th. PFF has them 16th. The 49ers, 14th. Historically speaking, this is the worst 4-1 team of all time per DVOA and PFF. They're just getting lucky. This has been the luckiest team in the league. Talent-wise, by PFF and DVOA, they have the 49ers better. Bucs haven't beaten anyone by more than 3 points all year. They have struggled to defend running backs in the passing game. That's the 49ers' whole offense right now. CMC in the passing game. CMC has yet to break 70 yards rushing, but he's being a stud in the passing game.
Right.
Bucs, luckiest team in football. Mac Jones, yes, I said it. Mac Jones is top 5 in success rate right now, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, a lot of short passing routes, and that's great for the Shanahan-style offense. Bucs, injuries across the board, wide receiver, offensive line, the entire back end.
Running back, yeah.
Bucky Irvin.
Yep.
And when you look at what they've been the best at, explosive plays. That is the one thing San Francisco does great, is defend explosive plays. And I think it's a great travel spot because they played in Tampa. They had to fly across the country to Seattle. Now they're flying back to Tampa to play. I think it's a great travel spot. Shanahan, 55% ATS as a dog, 58% ATS as a road dog. Baker Mayfield, just 39% gets the number as a favorite. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers here, +3 against the frauds of the league, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my friend.
Kind of interested to see where that line goes. Because right now my model projects that line for the game at 4.5. So I mean, if you seeing that number creep up to 3.5, 4, that's going to be a really good number. That's going to be perfect for the away team with the Niners.
Sitting at 3 of the whole week, but literally
news, yeah,
news just broke. So I mean, I think there were some people that took it, but you'll understand the statement. Most of the heavy lifting is done by today, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like people like me and you that bet a lot and know what we're doing, our bets are in for Sunday. We're already locked and loaded moving in for Sunday. Yep. So, right. I mean, I think, and I mean, I'm looking at right now at most places across the board, it's juiced to the +3.5. So I think this is going to dip back down. Parlay. Let's lay it on it. +1275. You can start us off, my friend.
Yeah, real attractive number here, right? So, where I'm coming at with this one is looking at the Chargers, and I'm looking at Keenan Allen mostly because the Dolphins' passing defense is number 31 in the league, and Allen is averaging 9 targets a game. I mean, in his first 3 games, he had a touchdown, consecutive touchdowns to start out the year. His last 2 been a little cold. Still getting all the targets though. I mean, they're going to look for him in the end zone. They always look for him. And it's definitely something. I think it's just a really good setup for him right now, alongside Quentin Johnson. Where Johnson may get a little more looks from the defense and steer away from him, but Allen, Mr. Clutch coming in, getting himself the targets that he needs. On a weekly basis. I mean, if you're averaging those many targets, you're definitely going to find the end zone more frequently. So it's just a big body out there. So I definitely really like this spot for himself. And I really can't picture a Miami defender that's really going to match up well with him.
Okay, sorry about the technical difficulty. My second half of the bet is Evan Ingram here. Jets have given up the most touchdowns to opposing tight ends this season, and Ingram is in the perfect spot to take advantage. He's been a big part of the Broncos offense, especially once they get inside the 20, ranks second on the team in targets, receptions in the red zone, and he's tied for the team lead in red zone touchdowns. He's seen a 19% target share inside the red zone, which is elite for a tight end. So my half of the parlay, which plays a juicy 1275, is Evan Ingram. Guys, again, I apologize. You can quote me on this. Xfinity fucking sucks. Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm trying to be positive today. David, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your extravagant lifestyle to come on and talk a little NFL. When you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, my friend.
Yeah, as always, look for me on both X, Instagram, reach out, let's have a conversation about any matchup that you're looking at for the weekend. Happy to talk through some plays, let you know what my models projections are looking like. And yeah, thanks again always for having me, Eric. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon. Best of luck in your bets, my friend.
Yep, that's cash.